Calculating a weighted average in Excel can be relatively straightforward. In this video, we'll walk through how to calculate a weighted average and how to use the sum product formula.
In this exercise, we are going to talk about how to calculate a weighted average in Excel. We have 4 different categories. We have homework, project, tests, participation, all leading to a straight weighted average and then an associated letter grade. So a really simple way to calculate a weighted average is just to take your individual grade, so 100% for homework, multiply it by your homework weight, F4 to lock that in place, and then take your project grade multiplied by your project weight, F4 to lock that in place, and then add it with your test score multiplied by your test weight, F4 to lock that in place, and then finally add your participation grade multiplied by your participation weight, F4 to lock that in place. And now you have a really simple weighted average, where if I pull up the evaluate formula tool, I can see that I get 1 for 100% on homework multiplied by the 10% it's worth, gives me 0.1, plus 97% on projects multiplied by 35%, gives me that score. And I can just click through all these different components and I arrive at a full weighted average of 89% for this student's score. That's a really simple way to do it. A little challenging because you need to link every single cell directly and you need to make sure you're using the right combination of absolute and relative references to lock those cells in place. One other way you might want to do that is with a sum product. And so a sum product returns the sum of the products of corresponding ranges or arrays. So essentially what we've done, we've taken the sum of corresponding products. We've taken C4 times M9, we've taken D4 times M10. So if I just copy my category weights and I'll paste them in below my table with Control-V-E for transpose, I can just flip my category weights. And now if I type in sum product on my scores and then select my weights, F4 to lock that in place, I can fill that down and I've returned the same exact thing as calculating it separately. Quite a bit easier, but obviously requires you to have your data structured in a way that enables you to use the sum product formula. That's how to create a weighted average. If you're curious, this is the same exercise we walked through in our grading exercise. I'll link that exercise above. But if you want to understand how to create a letter grade, you can really easily do that with an XLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP on your weighted grade, your lookup array will be your letter grades, F4 to lock that in place. Your return array will be the letters in your table. If not found, I'll leave blank. And then I actually want to use an exact match or next smaller item. And so now if I fill that down, you can see my 80 to 90% got a B, my 70 to 8% got a C, and unfortunately, Hugo First with his 66% received a D.